Today we're going to look at both the 28 and the 44. So here we see the daredevil. This archetype is in transit from October 25th to October 30th. This is the gate of the game player. The hexagram is called Preponderance of the Great. The frequency band goes from the shadow of purposelessness to the city of immortality, and the human pathway is the pathway of totality. In the I Ching, this is in the part of the wheel that has the wind trigram on the bottom. And all these archetypes, the 46, the 18, the 48, the 57, the 32, the 50, the 28, and the 44, also have the wind trigram on the bottom. And a lot of them are splenic gates. And in this specific case, we have lake over wind. Lake over lake is the same as hexagram or gene key 58. Wind over wind is the same as hexagram or gene key 57. So we can say that the 28 is made up of the energy of the 58 and the 57. The shadow of purposelessness is the dissatisfaction of unease. The gift of totality is the vitality of intuition. And the city of immortality is the bliss of clarity. In the astrological wheel, we are in Scorpio season. This is the first gate that is completely into Scorpio. It's the sorceress, the shaman, the alchemist. This is service to self-growth through the authentic expression of the awakened heart. This is fixed water. So this is the second time in the wheel. The first time it's Cancer, cardinal water, the fourth sign. And then here we have the eighth sign, which is Scorpio, which is fixed water. Scorpio is the depth of the ocean, the waters of emotional authenticity, and the rebirth of magic. We are in the quarter of duality, where the purpose is fulfilled through relationships. And I had a really fun conversation last night with Robert Comber, my friend and magician. And he has mapped the quarters with new words and also with signal substances. So, for example, the oxytocin, the endorphins, the dopamine, and the serotonin. So a new way of looking at those quarters combined with amino acids or the signal substances, and also a theme that is a little bit different and I believe a little bit easier to interpret. And that's all going to be part of something we're starting later this month, where we're actually walking the wheel with the star codons. And here we have the splenic center, which is an awareness center. It has to do with the immune system and our intuition and instinct. This is the shadow of alarm. It's the gift of intuition and the city of presence. And this is the game player. And here we're looking at the whole channel. So we have this theme here, which is the channel of struggle, a design of stubbornness. The 2838 is a projected channel. The theme here, your life is an archetypal hero's journey against overwhelming odds. The goal is to remain yourself and go your own way, no matter what others might say of you. Stand up for yourself and fight the good fight. We have some keywords. So the 28, purpose, psyche, and myth. The 38, tension, battle, and higher values. If we look at the whole entire channel, so whether you have this in your own chart or you are creating the electromagnetic, for example, with somebody else, we have struggle and purposelessness. That is the same as strife. Totality and perseverance is the same as purpose, and honor and immortality is the same as victory. So this is my only channel that is only on my personality side. So this is the theme of my life. Strife. And here we have the programming partner. So the other part of the wheel, we have the 28 in Scorpio, like we were saying. We have the 27 in Taurus on the other side. This is the power axis of the wheel. We have the springtime in Taurus. We have the fall going into winter in Scorpio. We have life on this side. We have death on the other side. Purposelessness and selfishness go hand in hand. Totality and altruism go hand in hand. Immortality and selflessness go hand in hand. And we also see in the hexagram structure that they are mirror opposites. And we are in individual circuitry. This is personal empowerment. and inspiration and creativity and pulse. The keynote here is empowerment. And we are in the knowing circuit. And here we have the grid worker. So this is later today. Archetype 44, October 31st to November 5th. This is the gate of alertness. This hexagram is called coming to meet. In the gene keys, we go from the shadow interference to the city of synarchy, and the human pathway is teamwork. In the I Ching, we are still in this part of the wheel that has the wind trigram on the bottom. In this specific case, we're going to have creative heaven over wind. Wind over wind is the same as hexagram 57. Here, heaven over heaven is the same as hexagram 1. So when we look at the 44, it's made up of those two energies. The shadow interference is the entropy of unease. The gift of teamwork is fresh intuition, and the city of synarchy is the beauty of clarity. We are still in the Scorpio, so the archetype of Scorpio is the sorceress, the shaman, and the alchemist. And if you haven't got the set up zodiac course, you can get the 2 master classes. One is on Pluto and one is on Scorpio. There is a roadmap to fill in the blank with all your own stuff as well. That's definitely a way of starting to weave astrology together with the gates. So that's really the language that we're using in human design. We are in the core of the duality still. And in the body graph, now we are still in the splenic center, and this is the gate of alertness. Here we have a different theme because we are in tribal circuitry. So we have the theme and the channel of surrender. This is a design of the transmitter. We still have a projected channel. Your gift is for working with people. You have an instinct for knowing how to present anything to anyone. Your lesson is to wait until your market finds you, rather than you trying to sell yourself for recognition. Keywords for the 44, allies, fractal, and synarchy. And keywords for the hypnotist is tension, battle. Oh, this is probably wrong. Ashley didn't change this. This is the same as the 38. So let's look at the theme for the whole thing. Interference and pride is the same as manipulation. Teamwork and artfulness is the same as transmission. And synarchy and invisibility is alchemy. I like this one. I didn't remember the manipulation and the alchemy. So whether you have this whole channel, I only have the 44, and loads of people in my life have the whole entire channel, which is hard. Like, why is your message always winning? Funny. The programming partners still in Scorpio and Taurus. We have the 24 and the 44. If you have the 44 in your activation sequence, you're also going to have the 24. If you have it your nodes, the same thing, because those are always programming partners. And interference goes with addiction, teamwork goes with invention, synarchy goes with silence. And same here, you have mirror opposites in the hexagram. Like I said, we are in tribal circuitry here. This is the tribal circuitry in the body graph. The keynote here is support. And we are in the part of this tribal circuitry that we call the ego circuit, which is all about the material plane and surviving in the material plane. So here we have the intuition of the splenic center and the memory in the 44. And then we have the 26 that has the willpower to change the memories so that it can sell whatever it wants to sell to us or get any message come through. So they work together.